A very good evening to you all, and many thanks for joining us here on Rwanda Television News. We hope you had yourselves a very restful day and a productive one. Now, top of our edition tonight, these are our headlines. Foreign students acquiring education in universities in Rwanda have expressed that security and, remarkably, the quality of education are some of the leading factors as to why they chose to study in Rwanda. Climate change experts demonstrate that proper use of Earth observation data facilitates in proper planning and dissemination of agricultural information timely. We're very glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali. My name is Martina Evera. Now, as we begin this edition tonight, let us inform you that Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente is now in Bujumbura, where he'll be attending the 21st Extraordinary Summit of East African Community Heads of State. The summit will be discussing the problem of insecurity that has persisted in the Eastern DRC, and the last of this summit was also held in Burundi in February, with the country currently chairing the EAC. Now, moving on, foreign students acquiring education in universities in Rwanda have expressed that security and, remarkably, the quality of education are some of the leading factors as to why they choose to study in Rwanda. Sheena Teta has more in this report.
Asiat Minja Mangala from the Democratic Republic of Congo is among the about 2,000 foreign students currently studying at the Kigali Independent University, and she also resides nearby. She says that security, remarkable quality of education provided, and the liveliness of Rwandans pushed her to come to Rwanda. In other countries, as a foreigner, you are not treated as a fellow citizen, but here in Rwanda, it's very different. I'm Congolese, and no one has ever stopped me from doing certain things simply because I'm a foreigner. We are all treated the same. Asiat lives with her friend Madiha Mahmat from Chad that also studies at Kigali Independent University. Mahmat Madiha says that she has utilized opportunities that Rwanda has opened to foreigners as a student.
So it's good for students, especially if you're a student and if you're in Kigali, you should do this. Every month we have something. We have a summit, we have a conference, we have something. You can meet people. This can open doors for you. You can even work while studying like we do now. And it's just great potential.
Foreign students do not only appreciate security and remarkable quality of education, but also the flexibility of universities that allows them to work and be able to provide to themselves needs and wants of life.
Well, mainly I was looking for security, a secure environment to be able to complete my studies. And Rwanda was the perfect environment for me to develop myself in Africa. The educational system is well developed, so that's why I chose to come to Rwanda.
Because as I told you, the study is flexible. You can easily get in touch with your lecturers. They can make things easier for you. Not really to make things easier, but the system makes things easier for you because I study in evening program, which allows me to work in the day program, during daytime, so I can work aside and in the meantime also go at school in the evening and pursue my studies, do the exams, all the cuts, and be able to succeed them also. It's just some commitment, let's say.
Management from some universities in Rwanda says that how far Rwanda has gone in building itself is among what attracts foreigners, increasing their number.
Rwanda's image plays a big role in the increase of foreigners, plus the efforts of the University of Rwanda that aims to provide the quality of education.
On international standards. Dr. Rose Mukangomeje, the Executive Director of Higher Education Council, urges administrators whose universities are highly attended by foreign students to enhance services and provide effective guidelines to those foreign students. They ought to provide all the relevant information to students before they come to Rwanda and ease procedures for them, providing guidelines they have to follow in relation to values of our country. According to the Higher Council of Education, the number of foreign students keeps increasing every year, and there are currently more than 5,000 foreign students in Rwanda. The increment is also due to the fact that Rwanda has partnered with international universities like Carnegie Mellon University and African Leadership University. Shinateta, RTV News.
Thank you, Sheena Tata, for that report. Now, moving on to the agricultural sector. Climate change experts demonstrate that proper use of Earth observation data facilitates in proper planning and dissemination of agricultural information on a timely manner. Prince Manzi has more.
Earth observation data is used in various sectors globally. The Digital Earth Africa representative in Rwanda, Joseph Toishimire, states that the use of the Earth observation data in agriculture is affordable and it fastens decision-making in this sector and on time. Collecting information from farmers is expensive and time-consuming, and yet the satellite is in place. This also goes with how few experts are, and information is not disclosed to farmers on time. So skilling farmers will reduce the budget spent on collecting information on field. Representatives of organs enhancing agricultural development demonstrate that Earth observation data is essential for the development of this sector that impacts lives of many.
Digital technology or Earth observation technology or satellite data is very important in agriculture in that it helps us to make decisions in planning. You are able to know what's the size of area, for example, and a certain crop, and then you are able to plan to know, okay, in this season we don't have enough maize in Rwanda, so as government, what do we need to do? You need to start planning to import, and you know which quantities of maize you need to import.
Specifically, the African continent needs to use the Earth observation data to foster food security, as in 2021, 278 million people on this continent faced hunger. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
The BK Group PLC has announced a net income of 17.9 billion Rwandan francs, which is equivalent to $16.2 million of Q1 financial results, which is a 28% increase compared to the first quarter of 2022. Olive Nete with more.
At home of Bank of Kigali, BK Capital Ltd, BK General Insurance and BK Tech House companies announced its reviewed financial results, reporting a net income of 17.9 billion Rwandan francs, an increase of 28%, with return on average total assets and return on average total equity reaching 4% and 22.1% respectively for the period ended March 31st, 2023. The Chief Executive Officer of the BK Group PLC, Beta Habyarimana, reiterates on the anticipated growth sectors for Bank of Kigali.
When you look at the overall growth of the economy in the country where we are operating, we consider it is a good trend for agriculture and manufacturing, especially investing in the industries who are working on the manufacturing sector, where we see that there is a good also record for exporting such products. But we think that also on the other side, for BK Group, we have been working a lot with agricultural products, not just for the bank, but also for insurance products, where we see that for 3 of our subsidiaries, we find a big potential with investing in servicing the specific agricultural sector with digitalization of the services we have provided to more than just the clients who bank with us, but even up to the layer of the farmers who are on the field.
The Chief Executive Officer of Bank of Kigali, Dr. Dana Karusisi, points out that additionally in this quarter, a big number of clients of this bank moved to digital channels, which is promising in terms of reducing operational expenses.
What we see is clients moving to digital channels, and this means better operational efficiency. We'll continue seeing our improvement or reduction in our OPEX gradually. This is a big focus for us. And we'll also continue seeing more people transacting on channels, which mean better fees for us. But also we believe it's going to be easier and cheaper for us to onboard more clients because we don't need to open branches and have more agents across the country, as people will be opening accounts and transacting digitally. So we hope, and this is a trend that we're seeing already, we've seen in the past couple of years, we have more than 80% of our clients transacting digitally. We want to push this to close to 100%, and we'll want to convert our branches into sales centers We introduced a new branch model, and this past month we've opened 2 branches, not new branches, but relocated branches to business centers.
Total assets increased by 2.5% to 1,741,000,000.7 Rwandan francs. Net loans and advances increased by 13.3% to 1,118.8 million. Client balances and deposits increased by 3.2% to 1,058,000,000.8 Rwandan francs, while shareholders' equity increased by 11.7% to 328 billion.
Thank you, Olibnete, for that report. Now, in various schools, parents' participation in the school feeding program is still at a low rate. Statistics of the Ministry of Education demonstrate that in the last semester, only a half of the number of parents managed to pay their contribution. Prince Manzi with more on this report.
It has been a month and 10 days since the start of the 3rd trimester. Even though the rate of participation in the school feeding program is still low, the higher rates are found in secondary schools. In Hubi Secondary School, in Huye District, the participation rate is on 12%. In Nyamata Secondary School, in Nyaruguru District, the participation rate is on 20%, and 25% in Joma Secondary School in Gisagara District. Parents stuck on reasons why they do not contribute in the school feeding program. Sometimes I lack funds, and I try to manage and get it in the next month. School administrators criticize parents who do not contribute in this program as it affects the students' feeding. If 100 students paid, and it will have to be distributed among 570 students, definitely the quantity will deduct, and the challenges in line include not paying properly the cooks. On the other hand, the Magi Secondary School in Gisagara District, the rates are high, on 50%. Statistics from the Ministry of Education on the previous semester demonstrate that the Northern Province is on the forefront in participating in the school feeding program with 53.4%. The city of Kigali was the last with 44.6%. The Director General of Education Policy and Analysis at the Ministry of Education, Rose Baguma, states that the ministry, in partnership with local administration, they continue to raise awareness on the importance of this program.
At schools, you are aware that we have parents' committees. We also have our school feeding committee in charge specifically of this program, and they are the ones who support us in raising awareness to their fellow parents. For the government to provide subsidies, it does not mean that the role of the parent in this program terminates.
The Ministry of Education Policy indicates that in primary schools, parents contribute 975 Rwandan francs. In secondary school, a day scholar student parents' contribution must not exceed 19,500 Rwandan francs. The government subsidy is 135 per pupil in nursery school a day, 150 in primary schools, and 56 Rwandan francs in secondary schools. Prince Manzi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Prince Manzi, for that report. Now, the Volkswagen Rwanda launched the 10th car hybrid assembled here in Rwanda. The hybrid was named Virtus and has 2 types, High Line and Top Line. The CEO of Volkswagen Rwanda, Serge Kamuhinda, elaborates on the new features of this Virtus car.
The Polo Virtus that you are seeing here is a particular car in the sense that it is of a high-end comfort, however, a very affordable vehicle, and a vehicle that is also especially suitable for the local road condition. It has high ground clearance, higher than the usual sedans, and it has also all modern technology features that you can expect today from a modern car.
The price of this car varies between 25 and 31 million Rwandan francs. The Volkswagen Rwanda executive states that towards the end of this year, electric cars will also be introduced on the Rwandan market, and elaborates on the reasons behind the delay.
We have not abandoned our plan to bring in electric vehicles. As you may have heard, there has been, as a result of the COVID crisis, COVID-19 pandemic, there has been another crisis within the automotive sector called the semiconductor crisis. Basically, the inputs for electric vehicles were very scarce. During the pandemic, those inputs were scarce for the automotive industry because they were used in other sectors. And so the automotive industry had to ration those parts. And in rationing, they were used mostly for higher-end vehicles and were also sent to markets with high market share. But today we see that there is a progressive recovery, and we hope before the end of the year to receive some of the vehicles that we've ordered that are electric.
Volkswagen started assembling cars in Rwanda in 2018, and it aims on manufacturing new cars locally and introducing them on the regional market. The industry assembles at least 250 cars annually. Now, the government of Rwanda, through the Ministry of Education, and the government of Korea, through KOICA, signed an agreement worth of $7 million for capacity development for ICT in education projects in line with the National Strategy for Transformation. The Ministry of Education is pleased with the results of the training provided by the Ministry of ICT and Technical Vocational Education to teachers in order to improve technology in education. This was announced at the Teachers Innovation Day on effective use of ICT in teaching and learning. Jessica Agasaro with more.
Through technology, some of the students showcased their projects that involved robotic for plugging computers and other equipment that needs electricity. They created software that can help them learn from a distance, robots for carrying light loads, robots that help the deaf communicate with their teachers, and much more that they have learned to create through technology.
Some of the challenges are sometimes you are given tasks which are hard for you, and just using ICT, the research is very quick and understandable, so it will be a very good opportunity for us as students.
Despite the appreciation of the achievement in education using technology, there are still some obstacles, such as the fact that there are still teachers who do not have computers or have not yet received training related to technology.
Makes it easier for the teacher to explain concepts, like I have said in a previous question. If you want to teach things that you can't access physically, it is easy to use technology and use animation or illustration to show how things work. Then children will learn best using those ICT tools. It is also easy because the content is accessible. You don't need to carry a sack of books for you to get information.
Director General of the Rwanda Education Board, Dr. Mbarushimana Nelson, continued with an explanation of what is going to be done to find a solution to what appear to be obstacles, and applauded what has been achieved due to technology.
At Rwanda Basic Education Board, they have even adopted just to have the blended mode, where a teacher can just teach face-to-face or online. For a teacher, just to make this possible, he needs to be trained. He needs just to have the skills, knowledge, as far as ICT is concerned. Now, when we talk about instructional technology means that a teacher has just to be confident in using ICT tools like a computer. The purpose of this day is just to show that really our teachers are doing well. They are able just to use ICT in their daily activities at the school. And then as you see, this also has inspired the students. They are in the stands doing exhibition, showing that really the package given by the teacher, it had an impact on them during the exhibition in the stand. They have a different technology just from the basis they have got just from their teachers.
The Minister of State in charge of ICT and Technical Vocational Education and Training, Irere Claudette, stated that everything possible is being done in collaboration with various partners to improve education based on technology.
A moment to reflect upon the potential of technology and innovation to reshape how we teach and learn. The innovations showcased during this event exemplify the tremendous impact that can be achieved in our education sector. By embracing technology and incorporating it into our classrooms, we open doors to major changes and improvements in the quality of education. Through the effective use of ICT, we have the opportunity to enhance the quality and accessibility of education for all. Technology serves as a vital tool in our journey to improve the overall education experience.
The main purpose of the Teachers Innovation Day are to encourage in-service teachers to use ICT for effective teaching and learning. Furthermore, educators will share knowledge and experience in the educational use of ICT to foster the culture of using ICT in education. One of the expected outcomes of the Teachers Innovation Day are enhanced teachers' competence for effectively integrating ICT in teaching and learning. Jessica Agasaro, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Jessica Agasaro, for that report. Various patients across the country find that there should be a way to facilitate hospitals to improve the service delivery at their workplace. Adam Squizera has more on this report.
At Kacyiru Hospital in Kigali City, we found a flow of patients waiting to receive services here at the hospital. There is a very serious issue here because for us to get a service, we have to pay first. Like for me, I spent almost 2 hours on a queue waiting to submit my medical tests. However, on the other hand, there are other patients who appreciate the improvement of the service delivery at various health centers and hospitals.
I spent almost 10 minutes at the reception post, but what really impressed me is the way I was received by doctors. There are some hospitals you may find a long queue at the reception, but here you get received immediately at that time, which speeds up the service.
Dr. Karedia Adolf, the clinical director at Kacyiru Hospital, finds that the scarcity of health workers is among the challenges encountered by various hospitals in Rwanda.
Actually, we are having some challenges with maybe staff compared to people receive. We do have maybe problems with cashier, receptionists, even doctors, nursing. If you compare ratio to doctors compared to patients, this is national problem. I don't think it's just particular for Kacyiru, but as Kacyiru, we do have many client, patient come for service delivery. I think maybe once we get more staff, it can also improve for service delivery.
Dr. Nihabo Sikone, the head of clinical and public health services at the Ministry of Health, noted that the improvement of medical service delivery could help the country in the development of the health sector.
Someone is abroad and wants to consult any hospital within the country, so the indication and the check is this hospital at any level of accreditation? So if you have that level of accreditation, globally or national accreditation system achievement, so you attract the more patients abroad. So this assessment and this accreditation goes in hand in hand, and what the country is aiming of establishing the medical tourism hub within the country. Let me give another example. King Faisal has started kidney transplant program, some open heart surgeries, and other cancer care in Butaro and also Rwanda military hospitals. So those hospitals, to attract more patients, they must achieve any level of accreditation, so patients will feel safe.
The Ministry of Health and its partners today announced the findings of the annual Hospitals Accreditation Assessment of 2022-2023. The assessment was conducted in 51 hospitals across the country, as it is used as the core measurement of quality and safety of healthcare service delivery. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
Residents from Rubavu district appreciate the advocacy that is being done for them by the deputies, which has helped in providing solutions to some serious issues that they have encountered. Shina Teta has more.
Mukagatare and Sanzubwimo are some of the residents from the sector of Rubavu that in March had requested for advocacy by deputies about land-related issues that they had. During the deputy's trip back to Rubavu on Tuesday, residents demonstrated appreciation for advocacy done for them, given that solutions to their problems were provided.
My case was about land documents, and I had presented in a meeting with the PTs, and they advised on how to be solved.
I spent 2 years requesting for my land documents at the district headquarters, and they would say it's a long procedure. They also denied me the opportunity to sell my land. I then presented my case to deputies. They helped me to get documents within 2 days, and God bless them. I now live peacefully on my land. Application of the advice provided by deputies is what has helped solve those problems, as explained by the Executive Secretary of Rubavu Sector, Haririmana Blaise.
Through partnership with all authorities and citizens here in the Rubavu Sector, we shall follow the advice we have been given, and we believe that we shall achieve our goals as Rubavu Sector, complementing our country's development goals.
Most of the problems observed by deputies in the Rubavu Sector last year have been solved, and they emphasized that solving problems hindering the well-being and personal development of a citizen is indeed putting them first. It is our responsibility to follow up on citizens and make sure their problems are solved on time, because a citizen should be put first. It also helps us to fulfill our duties to them. Besides that, these members of parliament went on and visited various projects and activities based in the sector of tourism and investment, advising local leaders on how they can promote tourism investment. Shina Teta, RTV News.
We thank you very much once again for sticking with us on RTV News. On behalf of the production team and myself, we would like to wish you a great night. My name is Martina Vera.